pick up, what? Another boat. Sold the Pelican, need a new Pelican, but we need it in aluminum. Pelican was awesome, but it would weigh about 120, and getting it up on the ladder rack when we travel was a little tough. We're gonna drop down to riveted aluminum, which is super light, about 90 pounds. We made it to Bastrop. Bye.
We've looked all over Texas. You can't find aluminum, and there she is in all her glory.
We got it. Got a 12-footer. Looked all over Texas for that. Found one that was from the 70s. Let's go look. I'm so excited. We're gonna paint this thing probably white, seafoam green, bright colors. This is gonna be a sight casting machine. Oh no. Say it ain't so. I'm so psyched. 12-foot aluminum. Let's get breakfast and get back to Rockport. Heck, we vacationed in Bastrop before. Theresa was not interested in the maiden voyage since we may have trouble, so my buddy Brad decided to come with me and do some fly fishing. Maiden voyage. Oh man, it wants to float. We're gonna see if it leaks. Look at it, just going. It's gone.
He was headed right towards it.
Better get the 8-weight. As soon as we got the Luma can out, we spotted a little shark cruising the flats. So far so good. She's pulling skinny, she's pulling easy. Don't notice anything wrong yet. This is like being 14 all over again.
Right.
Some sketchy thing. Everything was great until we looked down. That's a problem. I got a good deal on a used boat. We're underwater, Brad. This is awesome.
Time to bail.
I think we got a steady stream coming in the back. We pulled over to the marsh bank. We ended up flipping her over, dumping her out, and figuring out where this water was coming in at. That'd be nothing a buff can't stop. It ended up being the plug. The plug was not quite big enough for the hole, and it was just leaking around the plug. So we put a buff around it, and the water stopped. I was worried we had a crack somewhere or bad rivets or something major, but all it was the plug in the plug hole. That's no big deal. I can marine goop that sucker shut. We won't have to worry about it. I flipped these over anyway. The Pelican didn't even have a plug in it. We'll get that back to the house. We'll fill it with marine goop, make it permanent. We just won't have a drain plug. Not a problem. The Lumacan's on its way to be a fishing machine. But the first thing we got to do somehow is plug that drain hole. The plug's sealed and ain't gonna leak now. $38 for a half-inch piece of plywood. Whew. This back piece is totally square, so I just measured it, cut out the square. Now I gotta cut out these ribs. On these riveted Jon Boats, you want to stand on plywood on top of the ribs. You don't want to stand on the floor because it pulls and stresses the rivets. So let's cut some plywood. Boom. Got Bob the Builder with me now. So we gotta figure out some way that's just gonna bow and eventually break.
Put that underneath it.
Alright, we did away with the overhang so it would grab here and stay back here. Just encourage it to stay in place while that glue dries. The pool noodle in the middle helps fill that void so the board doesn't bend. Well, look who caught the Lumacan's first fish. Imagine that.
Foul hooked mullet.
She's catching everything, even mullet.
You said catch fish.
Yeah, well, I wanted to put a fish in this brand new boat. She done caught a nice trout.
Yep, they're in a mullet.
And yet again.
What you got there, lady?
Nice drum.
Man, he is nice.
Sitting there on the flat.
Why do I call our new beautiful boat the Alumican? Because we used to have the Pelican. So this is an aluminum boat, like a tin can, Alumican. There you go. It's catching fish right off the bat. We got to do a lot of work to the rivets. We're gonna paint her white, seafoam green. Maybe put a little of that off-brand sea deck. Who knows? She's a little bit lighter than the plastic Pelican and a whole lot stiffer. No flex. You can't hurt a Jon Boat. You can lean it up against the barn and leave it outside. I love that.
Alumican!
Stay tuned. Lots more Alumican projects coming up.